This is an NBC News special report. Here's Lester Holt.
Good evening and welcome. The situation is serious tonight for 33 million people living under flood alerts from one end of California to the other. Many facing relentless rain, rising waters, fast-moving mudslides, and widespread power outages. The severe weather system, fueled by a so-called atmospheric river, roared in yesterday and is already blamed for several deaths in Northern California. The Weather Service calling these high-risk days, a distinction reserved for only the most dangerous flood potential. Tonight, Los Angeles taking the brunt of it, with several locations registering double-digit rainfall amounts in a 24-hour span, making for LA's wettest single day in 19 years. There have been some harrowing rescues and evacuations as the heavy rains have sent mud and debris crashing through Southern California neighborhoods. It's where we begin tonight with correspondent Liz Kreutz.
Tonight, relentless rain battering California. Up and down the coast, the destructive atmospheric river causing spinouts, landslides, and flooding. In Northern California, 3 people have now died from falling trees. In Napa, storms flooding this church, the pews now covered in plastic. As the storm moves south, Los Angeles feeling the brunt, getting more than a month's worth of rain in one day.
Only leave your house if it is absolutely necessary.
Overnight, several people forced to evacuate their homes near the Hollywood Hills after this mudslide tore through their neighborhood.
My mom started screaming.
Spencer Masamoto was watching Indiana Jones when he heard the debris and boulders rushing down the street.
It was kind of scary.
His dad took this video as the family escaped in their pajamas. Now back home, their front door blocked by mud.
And this is what the neighborhood now looks like. These mangled screen doors, toppled trees, electronics, rocks, boulders, debris everywhere.
It's a similar story near Beverly Hills, where a mudslide buried this SUV.
Did you expect it to be this bad?
Who would? This is crazy out here.
And in Encino, a landslide seriously damaged several homes, this one nearly falling off the cliff. Much of California getting shocking rainfall totals. Parts of LA seeing 10 inches in 24 hours. In San Bernardino, first responders rescuing this family from raging waters. This video from the Santa Cruz coast shows strong winds blowing sea foam across the pier. Meantime, some areas starting to ease, like Santa Barbara. Evacuations lifted after torrential downpours Sunday, washing up this sailboat and causing flooding downtown.
This backyard here is just getting wrecked.
But the monster storm still hovering, slowly on the move. Orange County and San Diego now on high alert.
And Liz, the rain still coming down in places. When is it all expected to ease?
Well, Lester, it's not letting up right now. And here you can just see the power of this storm here. This SUV got pushed across the road from the driveway by that mudslide, and more downpours are expected. We're very much still in the thick of this storm. The mayor is telling people to work from home and to stay off the roads if they can, Lester.
All right, Liz. New attacks by Iran-backed Houthi militants on ships in the Red Sea, despite retaliatory strikes by the U.S. on Houthi and other Iran-linked targets. Courtney Kuby is the only reporter embedded with the Navy in the Red Sea. While it's conducting these strikes, she has our exclusive report tonight.
The Iranian-backed Houthi militia again firing on commercial ships in the Red Sea and vowing more is to come, despite new U.S. retaliatory strikes designed to deter them.
We will not hesitate to defend lives and the free flow of commerce.
We were there on Saturday night just after 10 p.m. when the U.S. and British military hit 36 Houthi targets in 13 locations.
We're on the deck of the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower aircraft carrier in the southern Red Sea. This is where, over the weekend, more than 24 U.S. military aircraft took off to conduct strikes against the Houthi rebels in Yemen.
Captain Marvin Scott flew an F-A-18 in those strikes, calling them a success.
We do extensive mission planning. Everyone launches knowing what the game plan is. We rarely miss.
Lieutenant Commander Alex Morgan is a helicopter pilot.
Did we think we'd be doing it here in the Red Sea? My crystal ball was broken that day, but the way we do it hasn't changed dramatically.
The commander of the carrier strike group telling us there is still significant danger here.
How big of a threat do the Houthis pose to freedom of navigation right now?
A substantial threat. They could attack a commercial ship, render it somewhat immobile, and could bog the strait up for weeks, if not months.
And he says the Houthis are getting critical help from Iran.
They are getting intelligence from Iran. They are using Iran to give them some targeting information.
The commanding officer saying all of it creates a threat to the U.S. military, too.
Are you worried about the safety of the sailors on this ship?
Absolutely. Am I worried about the safety of the ship? Every single day.
This comes as the U.S. is also retaliating against the Iranian-backed militias responsible for a drone attack that killed 3 U.S. soldiers, hitting 85 targets in 7 locations inside Iraq and Syria on Friday. The president has been under pressure to respond more forcefully, with over 160 attacks by Iranian-backed militants against American targets since October. Mr. Biden declaring the new U.S. strikes a success.
Are the strikes working, Mr. President? Yes.
Meanwhile, these missions are also leaving a mark with the American service members carrying them out.
Seeing missiles being launched from aircraft, the explosions associated with all of these things. It's a lot of sights and sounds that will be etched in my brain forever.
Courtney, are there signs that these strikes have deterred the militias?
Well, Lester, there were reports of at least 2 new incidents over the weekend in which Iranian-backed militias targeted bases with Americans in Syria, but there were no reports of any injuries. Lester?
All right, Courtney Kuby, thank you.